If Excel refuses to add your numbers, you're probably not dealing with numbers at all. You're dealing with text that looks like numbers. That one tiny difference causes the classic problems. Sum returns 0, sorting looks wrong, and formulas behave inconsistently. In this video, you'll learn reliable ways to convert text to real numbers without breaking your data. We'll cover quick fixes, safer methods, and how to handle messy cases like spaces, apostrophes, and imported files. You'll also learn how to check whether your conversion worked, because guessing is how errors sneak in. The goal is simple. You want Excel to treat values as numeric, so math, sorting, and pivot tables work normally, and you want a process you can repeat on any spreadsheet. By the end, you'll have a small toolkit of methods, and you'll know which one to use based on the situation. Next step. Before you convert anything, confirm what you're dealing with. Excel stores true numbers as numeric values and stores text separately, even if the text is 123. A quick test is to use a simple formula like equals A1 plus 0. If it changes, A1 was text. Another test is is number. If is number returns false, Excel won't treat it as numeric. Also, watch for a leading apostrophe. That forces text. And be careful with spaces. A value can look clean, but still have a non-breaking space from a website or PDF. The key idea is this. Don't assume the whole column has the same issue. You might have a mix of real numbers, text numbers, blanks, and errors, so take a moment to identify the pattern. Once you know the cause, you can choose the safest conversion method and avoid creating new problems, like turning IDs into scientific notation. Next step. The fastest clean conversion is the built-in error check that says number stored as text. When that warning appears, Excel is telling you it can interpret the value as a number. Converting that way is quick and usually safe for straightforward cases. But it has limits. It won't help if the text has extra characters, weird spacing, or a different decimal separator than your system expects. Also, the warning doesn't always appear, especially in imported datasets or when the column is formatted in a certain way. So treat it like a quick win, not your only tool. If you use it, still validate the result. Pick a few converted cells and run is number. Then try a sum over the range and confirm the total is reasonable. The main benefit here is speed. The main risk is assuming it fixed everything. Use it when the data is clean and the warning is clearly present. Next step. A surprisingly reliable method is using paste special with a simple math operation. Here's the logic. If you multiply text by 1 or add 0, Excel is forced to interpret it as a number. You can do this with formulas, but paste special is great when you want to convert in place. You put a 1 in an empty cell, copy it, select your text number range, then use paste special and choose multiply. Excel applies the operation and converts where possible. This method is fast for large ranges and doesn't require extra columns, but it still won't fix values with hidden spaces or currency symbols. Those need cleaning first. Also, be cautious with blanks. Multiplying blanks can turn them into zeros, which may be wrong for your dataset. If blanks matter, handle them separately or filter them out before converting. After the conversion, do a quick check with count and sum to confirm things behave as numbers. Next step. If you want a method that's clear and auditable, use a helper column with value. Value takes text and tries to return a real number. It's great because you can see which rows convert and which ones fail. If value errors, that's a signal the text contains something non-numeric, like extra spaces, a currency sign, or a strange dash character. You can pair value with if error so your sheet doesn't fill with error messages. For example, if error value A1 keeps the result blank when conversion fails. Once you have the converted column, you can copy and paste values back over the original. This approach is slower than paste special, but it's safer when the data quality is unknown. It also helps when you need to explain your process to someone else. The big caution is formatting. Value returns a number, but it won't preserve things like leading zeros. Next step. A lot of conversion failures come from invisible characters, especially spaces that aren't normal spaces. Trim removes extra spaces, but it mainly targets standard spaces. Clean removes non-printing characters, which often appear after copying from other systems. A strong combo is to wrap your text with clean and trim, then feed it into value. That way you're cleaning first, converting second. For example, value trim, clean A1. This fixes many cases where a cell looks like 123, but Excel refuses to treat it as numeric. Another common issue is a leading apostrophe. Trim won't remove that. In that case, you can use substitute to remove it, then convert. The general workflow is consistent. Identify the junk characters, remove them, then convert. And again, check results with IS number. Cleaning steps can change data, so it's smart to keep the original column until you're confident everything converted correctly. Next step. Another frequent source of errors is decimal and thousands separators. Some files use commas for decimals and periods for thousands, and others do the opposite. If your system expects one format, Excel may keep the value as text or misread it. The safest approach is to standardize the separators before conversion. You can use substitute to swap characters, but you must do it in the right order to avoid collisions. A common pattern is to temporarily replace one symbol with a placeholder, then swap the other, then replace the placeholder. Also, watch for spaces used as thousands separators. Those often require trim plus a substitute to remove internal spaces. If you're dealing with mixed formats in one column, conversion becomes trickier. In that case, isolate by pattern first, or handle sources separately. The key takeaway is this: separator issues can create silent mistakes, where values convert but become the wrong number. So always spot check a few known values after converting. Next step. Sometimes your numbers include extra symbols like currency signs, percent signs, or unit labels. Excel can handle some of these when you format cells, but if they're embedded in the text, conversion may fail. The clean approach is to remove the symbols explicitly. Substitute is your friend here. Remove a $sign, euro sign, or a trailing percent symbol, then convert with value. For percentages, remember the meaning. If the text is 15%, removing the percent and converting gives 15, but the numeric value you probably want is 0.15. So you either keep it as percent formatting after conversion or divide by 100. For negatives, watch for parentheses like 123. That's a common accounting format. You can detect parentheses and multiply by -1 after stripping them. This is where helper columns shine, because you can build the logic step by step and test it. Don't rush symbol-heavy data. Next step. One of the most overlooked tools is text to columns. Even if you're not splitting anything, it can force Excel to reinterpret a column. The reason it works is that the wizard applies parsing rules and data types. You select the column, run text to columns, choose delimited, then skip delimiters, and set the column data format to general. Excel often converts text numbers instantly. This method is especially useful when values came from a CSV or a copy-paste operation, and Excel got stuck treating them as text. The benefit is speed and simplicity. The risk is that text to columns can also reinterpret dates, drop leading zeros, or change long numbers into scientific notation depending on settings. So use it when the column truly represents numeric values used for math, not identifiers. And after running it, verify with IS number and a quick calculation. It's a great tool when you need a clean reset of how Excel reads the data. Next step. If you want the most robust, repeatable approach for messy imports, use Power Query. It's built for cleaning and transforming data in a controlled way. The big advantage is that each step is recorded, so you can refresh the process when new data arrives. In Power Query, you can change data types, replace values, trim spaces, and remove non-numeric characters before loading the result back into Excel. It also handles locale settings for separators more explicitly, which reduces the risk of silent misreads. The trade-off is that it's a different workflow. You're transforming data in a query, not directly in cells. For one-off fixes, formulas might be faster. For recurring reports, Power Query is usually worth it. If your job involves monthly exports, copied web tables, or system reports, this can save hours and reduce mistakes. The key mindset is automation. Clean once, then refresh instead of repeating manual steps. Next step. After conversion, don't just trust that it worked. Validate. Start with IS number on a sample. Then use count and counta to compare how many numeric values you have versus non-blanks. If the counts don't match expectations, something is still text. Next, try a sum and see if it changes when you include more rows. Another practical check is sorting. Real numbers sort numerically, while text sorts alphabetically, which creates weird order like 1, 10, 2. You can also use a simple check column that flags suspicious cells, like ones that are not numbers but are not blank. And if you're preparing data for pivot tables, do a quick pivot with a sum. If the totals are 0 or missing, text is still hiding in there. Validation sounds boring, but it's how you avoid shipping the spreadsheet with wrong totals. Convert, then confirm, then move on. Next step. Let's finish with a simple decision guide you can reuse. If you see the stored as text warning and the values are clean digits, use the quick convert. If you need an in-place bulk fix and blanks don't matter, paste special multiply by 1 is fast. If you need safety and transparency, use value in a helper column, and add cleaning with trim and clean when needed. If separators are wrong, standardize them first, then convert and spot check. If the column is stuck from an import, text to columns can reset interpretation, but be careful with IDs and dates. And if this is a recurring import, Power Query is the long-term solution. The main principle is to match the tool to the mess. Don't force a one-size-fits-all fix. If you want, share your situation. Do you struggle more with hidden spaces or with comma versus period decimals? Pick A or B in the comments. And if you want more Excel fixes like this, subscribe. Subscribe to keep optimizing your workflow and get back more of your time.